Marina Quetzalrose gulped her first breath of jungle salt air on 15 December 1998 in a bamboo clinic stilted above the emerald wetlands of San Blas, Nayarit, Mexico. Outside, scarlet ibis skimmed mirror water while her mother, an itinerant mariachi trumpet soloist who keeps dried bougainville petals in her mute pouch, tapped a proud three-note lullaby that made liquid in IV bottles jiggle to the beat. Her father, a mangrove conservation diver who sketches cloud macaws on oxygen invoices, leaned so close their freckles almost met and promised his newborn that boardwalk chatter, lunchtime sneers, and any clothing rack that bails out after size 14 will always move aside for anyone fierce enough to inhabit her outline. Curves run through the Quetzalrose line like warm Pacific currents sneaking into stone-cold cenotes. So nobody flinched when baby Marina popped a second Muslim rap before the kettle whistled. Abuela Florencia stitched the tear with nylon fishing line, patched it with carnival kite silk, and laughed that 2 extra inches of fabric cost pocket coins, while shrinking a child could cost her the whole horizon. Primary classroom smelt of pencil shavings, piloncillo churros escaping the cafeteria vent, and brackish breeze sneaking under slatted windows. Marina already rose a head above her desk mates, blotting the overhead projector whenever she traced sea turtle nesting charts on the pull-down map. One humid recess, 2 boys hop-skipped circles chanting cargo bards, each time her rubber boots thudded a chalk square. That evening, she combed the tie line, gathered soda caps rubbed pearl by surf, threaded them on fishing filament, stitched the rattling chain down her CJ'd hoodie, and walked into class at dawn, scattering microscopic rainbows across the dusty ceiling tiles. A visiting literacy aide filmed 7 shaky seconds on a prepaid flip phone, posted the sparkle to an infant video corner, and by lunch, 15,000 strangers celebrated the girl who transmuted teasing into lighthouse flair. Marina penciled a single rule besides subtraction drills: clouds crowd only until you flash them bright. Weekend dawns belong to the shrimp pier where her mother's trumpet flourishes, braided with diesel groans from trawlers, cast net splashes, and gulls debating over sardine scraps. Stored jeans froze at Marina's thighs, so she traded tip jar pesos for sun-bleached gillnet, unraveled it into rope, crocheted high-rise culottes, airbrushed spoonbill silhouettes with squid ink, and posed at mango sunset against corroded bollards while her cousins snapped grainy frames. She posted every shot to a fledgling diary called Lantern Ripple. The same week, a photo app flickered across patchy coastal towers. Captions slipped between beach slang and playing truths like curves, anchor gusts, steadier than seawalls. Before 15 candles glowed, 53,000 unseen supporters double-tapped each papaya frame, proof glowing rectangles hushed cafeteria whispers faster than any principal. Wave Energy Scholarship tugged her north to the University of California, Santa Cruz. Daylight dissolved in turbine basin. Nights belonged to a 24-hour quesadilla truck, glowing neon guava under giant redwoods. The heat lamp became her softbox. Between mushroom birrias, she filmed 90-second reels, folding parchment into hummingbird hairpins while decoding dart rotation in half surf hush and half lecture zap. One upload placed sea lion whistles over a lo-fi beat while she chain stitched reflective anchor braid into thrift denim. 48 hours later, the counter drifted beyond 1.3 million. Pacific-style blogs crowned her the waisted couturier, though every brand offer stalled at size 16. She moved each email into a folder titled Shrinking Nets, wiped salsa roja from her cuff, and flipped the next tortilla. El Nino season arrived with an email from Columbia Sportswear. They wanted her to co-design a spray shell capsule named Mangrove Pulse. Marina answered with 3 pure solid terms, patterns climbing to 60-inch hips. Half the creative crew hired directly from community college fashion programs, and 10% of net profit devoted to seagrass revival from Ensenada to La Paz. Columbia signed before dawn kissed the La Skylight Coral. The shoot unfolded on a sandbar where tiny olive Ridley hatchlings cut comets toward moonlit swell. Marina coached curvy paddle surfers across sheet glass ripples while the drone traced lazy infinity loops overhead. When the lookbook launched, every extended-size jacket vanished in 41 hours across 28 countries, and Lantern Ripple burst beyond 700,000 bright avatars. Powdered sugar from an overnight churros sprint still clung to her sleeve. As she propped a phone on a rice sack, duck behind flower barrels, and live stream tear-shine gratitude beneath buzzing fluorescence. Hit subscribe right now if you already feel the tide rising inside your ribs. One fingertip moors your seat at the rail, so next week's voyage rolls straight into your feed before algorithm currents can pull it offshore. Sunlit acclaim Lord Rumor Frigate Birds, a clickbait vlog claim Marina squeezed steel plates round her waist beneath mangrove pole shells. At first light, she paddled a cedar board past mangrove roots, planted bare feet in sports bra and linen shorts, outlined every stretch stripe with crushed hibiscus dust, and riffed a brassy trumpet solo. Soul, raw, brown pelicans floated silent. 10 million viewers reposted the clip titled Bougainvillea Proof, brushing scarlet pollen across their own curves until gossip sank like a worn seine. Equal wages twined with capsule royalties and churned into Quetzal butter, a whipped custard, folding cactus flower cream, key lime seed oil, and mica sparks that glow seashell white under foam flash. 19,000 tins cooled on her father's chart table, lids tied with braided nylon line, each tag stamped, moisturize your horizon. Inventory drained in 82 minutes, raising $197,000. 20% seeded Beacon grant, sending industrial surgers and hydrophones to plus-size teens in coastal schools from Mazatlan to Manzanillo. 8 months later, 36 grantees streamed a floating fashion and dolphin song pageant aboard a retro shrimp scow wrapped in LED mangrove roots, sunrise beaming across classrooms from Kingston to Kyoto. Los Angeles Fashion Week added new peer legend when a backstage blower shredded her turquoise mesh gown from hip to ankle, 90 heartbeats before runway. Marina tore neon mooring rope from a lighting truss, laced the gash like hiking hooks, and strode as if the splice had lived in the first sketch. Camera shutters cracked like kettle corn. Vogue Pacific named it Rope Cadence Rescue, and another million lantern lights ignited before steel drums tuned at the after party. An ex in turn leaked cropped emails hinting she demanded coconut ceviche towers and chauffeured pangas for her rescue osprey, Halo. She posted the full chain revealing refillable water urns, lentil stew for crew, caption tablets for deaf stylists, then routed that month affiliate wave $136,000 into biodegradable crab trap pilots off Isla San Jose. Fans echoed her dockside chant, receipts shimmer brighter than rumor grit until silence settled like seagrass. Amid summer, her number shimmered jade. 6.9 million Instagram companions, 3.5 million real voyagers, and 2 million devoted channel subscribers. Engagement hovering near 10%. Rattling brand decks back to blank. Cartier invited her to headline Topaz Surge inside Cabo Falso's Century Lens. She accepted once Cartier bankrolled therapy stipends for sea rescue volunteers battered by hurricane aftermath. The finished clip, her wrist scattering amber shards across iron ribs, stands as Cartier's most saved post this year. Family steadied her keel. Twice a month, she streamed Porchline Groove. Mom slid syncopated trumpet lines beside a propane griddle. Dad read Cloud Haiku, and Marina flipped thrift denim under string lights while Halo hopped through powdered sugar. One episode crossed 9 million views when the bird sneezed glitter onto the lens. A seabird refuge now sponsors every broadcast, tagging rehabilitated ospreys with solar beacons paid by Quetzal butter. Butter revenue sailed past 12 million before its second equinox. She leased a dormant hatchery shed, carved skylights through corrugated tin, and hired furloughed deckhands plus design grads to whip custard and tie lids by hand during midday dance breaks to brass house loops. Efficiency consultants pleaded for shrink seals. She repeated her mother's creed, fingertips guard legends, longer than plastic, and rope ties stayed. Her feed sings mind-weathered truths. Lava cliff portraits mingle with quesadilla cart selfies captioned, same sky, different tide. She uploads breath loops recorded in sea caves, printable resilience pages in English and Huchol, and sliding scale therapy vouchers. 132,000 followers call her Shoreline Honesty their first calm harbor. Community rides flicker under cuss shell paint. Hundreds pedal sunset causeways wearing Quetzal butter on collarbones and LED mangrove tassels on spokes. Ticket revenue fattens Beacon grants and funds wheelchair snorkel lifts in Crystal Springs. Chowder huts stay open late. Shrimp soup sales jump 15% on ride nights. Marina leads on a vintage cruiser with halo plush strapped front, pausing to knot any rider's untidy lace. She is finalizing a memoir titled Currents Keep Names for Shelves in 11 Languages next spring, while a documentary crew follows her blueprint to convert retired navigation buoys into floating maker hubs for Estero schools. Puma's Y2 Wave Lantern sneaker lands next quarter, threaded with reflective rope and cushioned by algae foam, steering 10% of revenue into beacon seabeds around the Gulf Pacific Hen. That subscribe button is probably still bright red. Cool it to calm gray right this second. One soft tap blocks next week's tide into your notifications before algorithm undertow swivels the current. When playback ebbs, wander down to the description. Waiting there are fresh Quetzal butter jars, Lightning Lane Beacon Grant links, tonight's Porchline playlist, and one discreet compass. A science-rooted kit of conversation sparks and calm confidence drills, charting the clearest course toward lasting love and the most reliable strategy for helping any woman you meet feel magnetic intrigue. Free, open, one click away. If the Soda Calf Spine Shimmer, Rope Cadence Gown, Rescue, or Halo Glitter Sneeze raise even half a grin tap like, write your brightest ripple in the comments and share this voyage with a friend whose sails hang slack. Every curve redirects currents, every scar refracts moonlight, and the lagoon bows to anyone willing to plant 2 steady boots on the pier and greet tomorrow eyes wide. A final hush drifts across the breakers. Subscribe this heartbeat, claim your rail, grab the love link waiting just below, and meet me on the next rising tide when another story glimmers beyond the foam and courage calls your